What's up, everybody? This is Ripples and Wales back for another video. I hope you're all doing well and having a great day wherever you are in the world, whatever you're doing. So, what a start to the day. 6 AM here, I got up in the UK to start seeing this enormous sell-off that had occurred whilst we were sleeping here in the UK. That's a big capitulation for Bitcoin. We're looking at the Bitcoin USD chart here at the minute. That was a whopper of a sell-off, and there are a few news articles which start to kind of summarise why this might have occurred, and we'll go into that in a minute. But needless to say, there was enormous wick downs and sell-offs in the markets. XRP took an absolute beating, and so did all the other altcoins. It wasn't just limited to XRP. This is the 4-hour chart, XRP USD, with the Poloniex pairing. And yeah, you know, if you put your buy targets in lower, you would have come up with a decent, well, down here would have been an amazing buy. But it's yeah, it's quite something to see the markets liquidate like that. You know, I always look at these as an incredible opportunity. I never look at it in a pessimistic lens. I have been dollar cost averaging all the way down from around, I think about 70 all the way to 63. I purchased yesterday at 58, and I spread my capital for purchases back in. Again, I bought this morning, and I'll buy again later on. I'm just going to allow the markets 24 hours to breathe, and we'll see where the dust lies. But you know, if you do small purchases and you do them often and you spread them out, then overall, you know, you're not going to get caught on the wrong side of the trade. A few of my friends did really well on leverage. I don't touch leverage, but kudos to them. They had all their buy orders filled this morning. They were all happy as Larry in my group. So good on them. Well done. Good effort. So where from here? Well, let's see the market does first of all, and we'll come back to that. But if we had a look in the let's go to the coin market cap. This is just a watch list that I've got occurring, but yeah, that was a big sell-off. So currently the volume, I've got this in pounds. We better change it for you guys because I know most of you operate in dollars. I have to keep alternating it really, because so we're down to $1 trillion market cap. Bitcoin is 26,479, Ethereum's 1685, and XRP is at 50 cents. The rest of them are really inconsequential right now, aren't they? The altcoin market is the altcoin market, and I will be dollar cost averaging it later on in the season for that. But do you remember, just quickly before we move on, remember I said to you that we're in a relief rally stages of things. We can go back to see that, you know, this relief rally occurs every season, and I don't know if we've finished it yet, but we could see, let's just actually go to Bittrex and get a better chart for this, or an older one. Maybe Kraken might be a bit better. Nope, Kraken's not better. Bitstamp, will that give us a few extra months on? We're just trying to demonstrate the actual the rebound that you get in a relief rally for Bitcoin, and how it can make people think that you're in a bull market when you're not. Now this should be a bit better now. Hold on. Right, there we go. So I'm going to bring this chart up. We're going to stay on the daily for the minute, okay? But we can see this drop in here, and I've got a green line marking the bottom, which was, you know, in 2019. This formed the very bottom, and then, you know, Bitcoin rocketed up for its relief rally, reached the top of its kind of peak for that part of the cycle for the relief rally, and then rolled back right over. Okay, it's hard to say what we're in this current phase here, which is the same as the relief rally here, that you get a kind of a bit of a window of opportunity for consolidation and re-entry into purchase price here. You know, it never goes down as low as the original drop, but you know, have we now breached the actual third or fourth point in this relief rally, and is it going to roll over? The wicks down have previously been really aggressive as well. They went aggressive on that second one, but the first wick down on Bitcoin was very aggressive. I think, you know, you could see another pump up, just to draw the last bits of you know, retail capital in and trap them. Remember, the news articles are only ever going to trap retail in so that they can be exit liquidity of the whales leaving. It's really back to front, you know. So don't fall for the hype, these ETFs and all that crap. That is just to sucker people in on the wrong side of the trade. Anyhow, this is my Twitter handle, at Ripples and Wales. Give us a follow, and please give this video a like and subscribe and stick your notifications on. Drop us a comment on the video. Tell me what you think about it. Tell me if I've missed something. Tell me, if I've missed the news. Did you get your trades in today? Let me know in the comments. I've replied to every single comment so far. So the news today. Wow. Well, crazy news are coming all down the line. Russian President Putin holds a call with Iranian leaders to discuss Iran joining the BRICS. Well, we've seen the other day. We've seen Saudi Arabia, potentially joining BRICS. So I dropped a video this morning all about BRICS and how it can be attributed to de-dollarization. Have a look at that. You'll see that in my feed. This is Rob Art. I subscribe to his channel. I'm one of his Patreon members. This guy is belt and braces, really steady head. And, he was saying, I was waiting for entries lower. He got them today. The bearable bull, and interesting how Evergrande is imploding, and so does Bitcoin at the same time. They'll use Elon selling as an excuse, but they're deeply tied here. I totally agree with him. We're going to go into that in a minute. Evergrande is defaulted and I think declared Chapter 11 bankruptcy in America and New York today. And if you don't know where Evergrande, it was in the news a good few months back, maybe a year ago, as one of the largest building companies or certainly real estate companies in China that was on its last legs, and today it's rolled over and filed for bankruptcy, which is a big thing. We have Torrey Corton. We are absolutely not back, and so the SEC set to approve an Ethereum futures ETF. Now, okay, do you remember back in the day, the top 2018, if you were here in the markets then, great. Well, what happened was the Trump administration had approved a Bitcoin futures ETF, which then shorted the heck out of Bitcoin. And this is what's likely to occur here, and this is what Torrey Corton's referring to, is that the likelihood of an approved Ethereum ETF would actually create greater volatility in Ethereum, and there would be greater shorts. And so, prepare for volatility, that's all I'll say. Bearable bull, buy the dip. He says at the bottom, hold the damn line and buy the dip. He says XRP is now back at the exact price it was before they deemed it is not a security. XRP at 50 cents today is a better investment than XRP at 50 cents a month ago. Hold the damn line and buy the effing dip. I bought the effing dip. Flare community. I'm very aggressive on Flare at the minute as well, and I'm probably looking at buying some more of them. For every £100 at the minute, I'm scooping up 10,000 Flare. So that's probably $120. That's incredible. The utility that this layer 0, 1 and 2 blockchain all rolled up into one that can bring is unbelievable. Great channel here, Flare Community. He does all things Flare. Super good guy. Amazing YouTube channel. Follow him closely. He's all over it. So what else have we got today? Torrey Corton, this should be another reminder why I constantly preach to simply just look at the opposite way of what you see and believe. The same way I still look at the factor up whilst expecting down. In the grand scheme of things, these are minuscule moves. Being in a range for so long, being in this range for so long amplifies and impacts the effect of the moves. So, what he's saying in such is that, don't expect it always to carry on going forever. Take profits off the top. Torrey is religious at that. He's really good, and I've learned a lot from him on it. CoinDesk, the swift sell-off on crypto markets wiped out 1 billion of trading positions with the BTC, enduring the largest level of liquidations since June 2012. That's crazy. And Mr. B resurges up. This guy is amazing. He's now working for, I think it's Link2. He's got an amazing YouTube channel. He was very busy in the space in 2018-19. He just reposted a video of Ripple back in the day. Let's play it.
The market for global payments is immense. Estimated at over $130 trillion and growing. But its infrastructure is archaic. The challenge? Trapped capital, intermediaries with high fees, slow settlements, incomplete transaction data, frustrating failure rates, and single-point security exposures. At Ripple, we understand these challenges and have created an innovative payment solution that leverages the XRP ledger and the digital asset XRP. XRP is the perfect crypto for payments because it transacts quickly at very low cost with high throughput and is carbon neutral. Ripple's payment solution uses XRP to bridge fiat currencies, eliminate pre-funding, and makes payment terms visible. which supports our partners' compliance efforts. And we offer affordable line of credit options that enable capital agility and rapid scaling. When you are ready to scale to new corridors, our network provides you access to premier receivers in key markets that you can start transacting with in as little as 4 weeks. Here's how a Ripple payment works. The sending institution
pause it
requests
there,
a fiat.
but it's an amazing little video. Go and have a look at it. I've reposted it on my timeline. Yeah, there's some misleading articles out now by the media. We're going to look at that in a second as well, about the SEC case. You know, Judge Torres has granted the motion for the SEC to file its intentions to appeal. It doesn't mean it gets an appeal, it gets to file its intentions. I think if I've explained that right, my legal knowledge is very limited, but I'll defer to Jeremy Hogan and John Deaton on these things, and hopefully that, you know, they will clarify all this. But there's a lot of misleading articles which could definitely muddy the waters, create a lot of FUD. Johnny Lawrence, nothing to worry about, it's just a sinking ship formation. I loved this today. Don't worry guys, it's all going to be fine. Very interesting by XRP Darren. This is by Susan Anthony, CEO of MasterCard, announced CDBC partnership with several central banks along with key fintech players such as Ripple. And interesting that they've denoted Ripple as a CDBC platform. And there's the article there. The inaugural set of partners include CDBC platform Ripple, blockchain web software company Consensus, multi-CDBC and tokenization assets solution provider Fluency, not heard of them, digital identity technology provider EMEA, digital identity consultant Hyperion Security. See how they're bringing identity into this. Don't be freaked out about that. In the Web3 world, you'll need identity. Crypto Insight, XRP, some TA, some thoughts. He's just put some ideas here. Had a huge flash out yesterday, yet managed to close the day above its 200 the moving average, not SMA, MA moving average, standardized moving average, and he thinks this is bullish. Yeah, so keep an eye on him. He's got a great account for TA. I'm not certain about this unknown Ross Vandermeer account. He's posting some weird stuff for the past few days, and I put fake account. I could be wrong. I'd like to be wrong. It just looks too much like someone we know in the community posting their usual riddle BS. So, what else did I see? Yeah, so Chinese property giant Evergrande files for bankruptcy. That was by Digital Perspectives, Permanbull. This was an interesting video here. This is by the guys at Black Swan Capital, reposted by Ingrid Ibrock, and they talk about this investments in gold, silver, and XRP.
What last words do you have for people to protect their money? Okay, their hard-earned money, because right now it's a serious situation.
On a basic level, I get out of all variable rate debt as fast as you can, because even if there is some sort of Nasara, Jasara, and I don't know that there will be on a micro level, on a macro level there will be, but get out of that debt and pay yourself first every time you can. If that means, if you got $1,000 every month to spend, buy some gold, buy some silver, buy some XRP, buy some whatever it is that you think you're going to need to protect yourself. Buy some food, buy some water, get out of debt, have some supplies, be prepared, and hope to God you never need to use that preparation to protect you. And if you don't, so be it. You have food and water you can donate to a food shelf. You have gold and silver you can pass on to your children. You have a cutting-edge cryptocurrency that you bought because you understood what its possibilities are. And if you do these things with an open mind and an open eye, and you do it on your own, it's much easier to be wrong. And when you're right, and you've done these things to protect yourselves, even though people around you think you're crazy.
We'll have that. Yeah, true that. CZ Binance 4 years ago, we were thrilled to see BTC finally climb back over 10,000 again, and then it dropped for a bit. I got a few comments for the tweet below for a while. Zoom out. It's true, the upward trajectory is moving north. Ripple, we're debunking common crypto misconceptions. 5 crypto myths no business leader should believe. So they're trying to push the narrative forward on that. I did a video here. You want to watch this? It's about de-dollarization through the BRICS, and how the West will have to come up with a different strategy. Whether this is planned, which I probably think it is, but it's still a strategy and it's still a counter move. And how the G7 and G20 are going to likely, act and make their moves. Have a listen to the video. That's a few shares this morning. What in? Yeah. Okay, let's have a look at the news. There's a few news articles I want to have a talk about. So, first article, why did Bitcoin drop? Analysts point to 5 potential reasons. I love the way they just try and single out Elon Musk's SpaceX. They haven't sold, apparently. I was looking at this morning, I can't find any credible news. But listen how they pin this on Elon. It's interesting, isn't it? Whereas the Evergrande stuff is the bloody thing, the canary in the coal mine. Okay? They're saying SpaceX offloads Bitcoin. Did it? I can't find any data to prove it. Government bond yields, one other reason. Chinese yuan, still a risk to Bitcoin. Whales selling big. The one credible thing that they don't bloody mention, this absolute useless form of media, Cointelegraph, Cointellerlie, a lot of people call them, is Evergrande. What the hell are they not reporting this for? CoinDesk, just as bad. Crypto traders suffer 1 billion liquidations at sharp sell from Bitcoin and Ether. Yeah, okay, whatever. Don't talk about the wider markets, really. Do you see Evergrande mentioned? Maybe I'm missing it. These are the largest publications in the crypto space right now, and I got a funny feeling I think they're corrupt to the core, just like the old media organisations. They're owned by the likes of Digital Currency Group and Consensus. You have to correct me on that if I'm wrong, but I know they're owned by big institutions. I know Digital Currency Group is one of them. Do not trust. PayPal. Buzz off. Hold on. Just let me get rid of these. Reject all my cookies. Consent. Right, this is interesting. PayPal to halt UK crypto sales till 2024. Well, interesting. We talked about this a while ago, and a change in guard. This is a bit of a line in the sand in the UK. You can see regulations are coming down hard and fast. We see a lot of news articles here to do with the SEC Ripple case. Judge in SEC case opens path to partial appeal. Partial appeal. It's not even a partial appeal. It's an interlocutory appeal. It's where they can submit the documents if I haven't misunderstood it. It's nothing to do with them getting an appeal yet. But you see, it's FUD. It's loads of FUD. And I knew this would come. They're going to try and shake retail out the best they can. Stablecoin regulation. Now, this for me is the canary in the coal mine. I'm going to do a big video on this. There are countries all over the world that are going to regulate stablecoins first. This is where your eyes want to be on the regulation side of things. It's stablecoins. Stablecoins possess the biggest risks to any of these systems. Okay, so you can see Singapore opening. Singapore. They all want to get their their stablecoin regulation in order. But even bigger than that, Danielle Dixon, listen to this.
We're going to see adoption of more by digital assets of more companies that are in the Web 2 space, which is essentially what I think we want. If we want a strong US dollar, and we want a strong US dollar globally, a US dollar stablecoin is a way to see that happen. You are, Danelle, at Stellar behind. Strong USD stablecoin is the way to push the strength of the USD up. Do you see a narrative forming? Do you see my kind of problem action solution in the BRICS scenario video earlier on? Okay, you've got this BRICS issue, okay, which is creating an issue for a weakening, a de-dollarization. Well, what about the USD stablecoin? And who's going to provide that? USDC. Oops. The development and growth of this technology in this industry, does it have to be in the U.S.? Or why are you so U.S.-centric, seeing as other countries are so much friendlier to the crypto industry than the U.S. seems to be? Well, I love the fact that other countries have actually taken a lead on this, but I don't want us in the U.S. to be forgotten, because I think it's a really important place Lumens, where we have a lot of innovators and a lot of developers who are already really focused on this tech stack, and we want to see them be able to get their technology out and make it more utility-focused and usable. So I just don't want us to stay so far behind in the U.S. that we lose sight of what the value is, which is actually really getting these technologies to the U.S. consumers as well. And to be honest, if we don't do something in the U.S., we're going to be in this bifurcated complicated world where we have legislation outside the US that's more friendly to crypto. We're going to have companies being outside the US, and we're still going to have the issue where US consumers are going to want to leverage this technology. So what are we going to do in that scenario? So I'm optimistic only because I don't think we have a choice.
How do we get, or how do you get then some of the political capital back that was destroyed by Sam Bankman-Fried, that seems to have been spent by CZ? I mean, this industry, they're not, favorites on Capitol Hill.
Well, part of it is that we don't have a lot of operators that come to Capitol Hill, and so we need to do that. We actually have some really great utility uses that were shown already the value to consumers and to businesses alike globally. We see some of those on Stellar. We have the humanitarian aid use case that we did with the UNHCR, where the UNHCR is using Stellar and tools built on the blockchain and USDC to be able to get aid into Ukraine to users in 2.5
USDC. Okay, I'm going to pause it there. But anyway, she's expecting stablecoin regulations by the end of the year. Very positive. I don't know if she actually mentions that in here. Does she actually talk about it?
It's not necessary. You're just reinventing the wheel, maybe doing something in a different way, but we don't actually need it.
Well, first of all, I think it's because a lot of them focus on the tech stack and they're not actually looking at the uses. When you look at a wallet that's actually enabling you to live in Colombia, to receive USDC, and to hedge against the inflation in the local currency, that demonstrates that there is value there to someone, and that is actually happening because it's a digital asset on a blockchain. So we have to talk about the utility in order to make that happen. But importantly, we don't actually see a lot of discussion around that. So we see more discussion on the tech stack. And the truth of the matter is, you use HTTPS every day when you go and log onto your computer, when you're checking your bank, when you do.
All right, we're going to leave it there. I can't find the exact part where she said, I'm super bullish about expecting stablecoin regulation by the end of the year. But she's the CEO of Stellar, okay? And they have USDC on their books. Jeremy Allaire, who was in the room back in 2018 May with the Bank of International Settlements when Brad Garlinghouse was presenting to the IMF, the BES, the ECB, the whole 9 yards. USDC are going to be a strong part of this, okay? And they're going to be the stablecoin regulatory. I think they're going to be the kind of the golden boys of the stablecoin world as a US dollar, the stablecoin USD, okay? This is really interesting. Keep your eyes on this space. And at the far end of this, what the heck happens to Tether? But that's for another story, okay? Created by Brock Pierce, that joke, it's unbelievable. So to see even Tether has even got anywhere near where it should be at now. But there's going to be a day of reckoning, okay? I'm going to leave it there for the time being, folks. It's a lot. It's 22 minutes long. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please give us a like. Please give us a follow. And I'll see you all in the next video. Be blessed.